sending a clear message that Idaho will not tolerate sexual abuse of our children.
Idaho Governor Brad Little signed a bill allowing for certain child sex abusers to be put to death by firing squad. More on the new law tonight.
We saw a round of April showers today, and we might not be done with the winter weather just yet. When our next warm-up will be.
It's going to be a business impact, and we'll just have to accept it as we need to.
Hours after President Trump announced a sweeping new rounds of tariffs, consumers and businesses are bracing for impact. Tonight, a local auto shop weighs in on how it can impact them. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for the KREM 2 Night Report. I'm Mark Hanrahan. First up tonight, just hours ago, President Trump announced a sweeping new round of tariffs. The president dubbed today Liberation Day, freedom from what he calls unfair trading practices by other countries. This afternoon, President Trump announced a baseline 10% tariff for all U.S. trading partners. That will go into effect on Saturday. Then 1 week from today, reciprocal tariffs will begin for hundreds of countries. These are a couple of the most notable: 34% for China, 20% for the European Union, and a whopping 49% for Cambodia. Russia is not on that list of new tariffs. Trump praised the move, while economists warned that tariffs will drive up the price for goods for American consumers.
Such horrendous imbalances have devastated our industrial base and put our national security at risk.
I think a lot of goods that we're used to coming into the United States simply won't be affordable anymore, but mainly because it will be a tax on the Americans, and it will distort consumption decisions.
Tonight, experts are warning of further isolation for the United States, predicting that countries once dependent on the U.S. for trade will shift to trading among themselves. While Trump argues that higher tariffs will boost domestic manufacturing, critics worry about sharp price hikes in the meantime. So how is this going to affect you? Let's take a closer look right now at cars specifically. According to recent analysis, almost half of cars sold in the U.S. last year would be subject to tariffs. That's about 16 million cars were sold, and you can see just over 8 million domestically. That leaves all of these coming in from other countries, a large portion from Mexico and South Korea. So how much could that end up costing you? Well, Goldman Sachs estimates these tariffs will tack on another $5,000 to $15,000 per car. That means a $25,000 car will now cost you anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. And while there is a potential price hike to cars, there comes the question of how it will impact auto shops in charge of fixing them. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy spoke with the owner of a local auto repair shop to learn more about the uncertainty they are now facing. Connor?
Well, the owner I spoke with says the majority of parts they rely on to run their business come from Europe and Asia, so he's confident there will be an impact. While he waits to see just how big that impact is, he says he's not letting it get in the way of his business's bottom line. Spokane's C&H Foreign Auto Repair sees car after car for repairs and general maintenance. It's owner Scott Cushman's family business.
I've been actually running and owning it for 8 years. The father started it actually in 1977.
It's a business Cushman says relies heavily on the business's European warehouses across the United States. Those warehouses get all their parts from Europe and Asia. Those continents are just a few of many areas President Donald Trump set tariffs against. That's 34% on imports from China on top of the existing 20% tariff and 20% on the European Union. President Trump says this is an attempt to boost the making of goods and services in the U.S. Cushman says it'll hit his and his customers' wallets hard.
We'll see a cost increase, I'm sure, on parts. We'll also see, I think, more in automotive repair and maintenance, because I think people won't be buying as many new cars because possibly of the tariffs that are going to be coming our way.
It's an uncertainty Cushman isn't a fan of.
It creates a little bit of frustration and a little bit of unknowns and uncertainties.
But he says that's not stopping him and his staff from serving their customers.
Just keeping everybody's vehicle obviously on the road dependable and reliable.
Keeping their work reliable while the world trading climate is anything but.
It's going to be a business impact, and we'll just have to accept it as we need to and adjust as we need to as well.
Cushman also says one aspect of the unpredictability is how this may help auto shops. He says a price hike in new cars may have some drivers decide to stick with their used cars and get them repaired as needed instead of buying a new one. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Connor, thank you very much. Now it's time for your night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Tonight we are learning more about the federal cuts from the Trump administration that may impact families across the inland Northwest. Trump-appointed Health Secretary Robert Kennedy has closed a regional Head Start office serving 4 Northwest states. Head Start provides early education to 15,000 children across Washington state and 4,000 kids in Idaho. Joel Ryan with the Washington State Association of Head Start says there's been no communication from the federal government on how that funding will be handled moving forward. He says the worst case scenario is some programs close due to delayed grants.
I think what's probably more likely is that those programs won't get the training and support they need. They won't get somebody looking at child safety issues. They won't get people supporting the operation of the program. I mean, these are really, the people who work at the regional office are public servants.
We reached out to Spokane Community Colleges, which runs Head Start programs in Spokane. We were told SCC is aware of the closure of the regional office, but no one was available to answer our questions today. It's been nearly 6 years since the hazing death of Sam Martinez at Washington State University, and nearly 3 years have passed since a law preventing hazing was enacted in his name. Today, his mother testified before the House Education and Workforce Committee on whether the law is being followed. Sam's law applies to all Washington colleges, but Sam's mother found only 35% are complying. That means 20 out of the 31 higher education institutions in Washington are not disclosing hazing cases despite the legal requirements.
What can we do to remove the barriers getting in the way of colleges being fully transparent about hazing on their campuses? And how can we all work together to ensure that not one more death, not one more injury, not one more community is traumatized?
The hope is to improve compliance rates and have Washington State serve as a model for the rest of the nation. Moses Lake police say a recent drive-by shooting could have been retaliation for a deadly gang-related shooting that killed a 14-year-old 1 week earlier. Officers responded to reports of shots fired on Saturday. They say they found multiple shell casings in the street, along with bullet holes in several vehicles and a home. No one was hurt in the shooting. Detectives later recovered 12 firearms and what they describe as evidence of cocaine sales at a nearby home. Police booked 2 minors and an adult on 5 counts of first-degree assault and drive-by shooting charges. And that's it for your Night Beat. To learn more on any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. All right, let's switch gears and take a look at the forecast with meteorologist Cody Proctor in for Jeremy tonight. She's live in the Outdoor Weather Center at this hour with more on what's heading our way. Cody?
Well, Mark, what might be heading more of our way is a chance for some scattered showers and some sunshine and warmer temperatures. Eventually we'll get there. Right now it is still chilly enough over at the Spokane airport. We're at 42 degrees. Chilly enough that I finally had to wear a jacket tonight. So as we head into the rest of this evening, it is a bit cool outside. Winds coming out of the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour. Across the region, we're mostly into those 40s. Sandpoint right now in the upper 30s. Seeing some cloudier skies in the panhandle of Idaho right now. Hours that we have been keeping an eye on all evening long. We're still picking up, looks like some showers here and there around our region, particularly around the I-90 corridor right here and heading towards Coeur d'Alene, but not quite as widespread as what we saw earlier. Still keeping a close eye on though with this, because we could still be seeing that stick around as we head into tomorrow potentially. For some of us, might get that chance for some of those rain showers to move back in, but look again, looking to be more scattered for us as we head into the next 12 hours or so. Looking to see chilly start to 30s first, then we'll start to warm back up. And as we head into the next 3 days, as we take a look at that, we still have that chance for some scattered showers for our Thursday with our high in the mid 50s expected. But take a look at Friday, take a look at Saturday. We're looking at more sunshine moving into our region, and that could also be bringing our temperature up more thanks to a ridge of high pressure. But this is the warmest temperature I'm keeping track of. How warm it could get as we head into your and your full forecast.
All right, Cody, we'll talk to you then. Thank you very much. Don't go to bed just yet. A controversial land exchange one step closer to approval in Spokane's Latah Valley.
What we're doing here is we're trying to get the worst of the worst.
But first, Idaho's governor signs a bill allowing the death penalty for certain child sex offenders. That story and much more coming up in 90 seconds.